So the question is, KG, how is recession going to affect the housing market? I'm glad you asked. I get that question. We'll talk about it anyway. Hey there, this is KG. I'm a realtor with Fair First Realty in Greenbelt, where we help buyers to buy their dream home and sellers to sell their houses. And we do this in the Maryland, DC, and Virginia region. So if you're looking to buy, sell, move, invest in real estate, contact us below. We'll take care of it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get updates once we upload a new video. So the question is, how is a recession going to affect the housing market? It's a question that we all want to know, right? In the recent poll by Wall Street Journal last in July, when they interviewed some economists, they are saying 12% of them saying definitely we're going into recession. That was July. In the new poll that just came out in August, 47% believe we're definitely going into recession. So the economy is going to go into recession. So, but then, how does this affect the housing market? Is the housing market going to crash? What is going to happen to the interest rate, right? These are questions that every homeowner, every potential buyer is asking, because as a buyer, you are thinking, is this a good time to buy a house? Am I going to lose money if I buy a house now and the market crash? Am I going to lose money? If you're a home seller, you're thinking, should I sell now quickly before it crash? These are legitimate questions, and I want to answer them two ways, right? We're going to look at historical data, because we have been in recession quite a while in the state, right? There's so many recessions that have been. So we're going to look at how did the housing market react in the few recessions that we had, and then how did the interest rate react in the few recessions that we had. So when we look at those data, we can now say, okay, this is what happened back then. It does not mean that's what's going to happen now, but the data will show us how the housing market reacts, and we can only use historical data to say, okay, probably, maybe this is what's going to happen in this new recession, right? So let's look at the data. So because it's a recession does not mean home prices is going to drop. Let's look at what happened in the last few recessions that we had. So in 1980 recession, if you know what that is, right? Home prices actually appreciated 6.1%. In 1981, while still going through that recession, home prices appreciated 3.5%. In 1991, during that recession, home prices dropped 1.9%. In 2001, during that recession, home prices appreciated 6.6%. In 2008, during that recession, home prices dropped 19.7%. In 2020, right now, home prices are appreciated by 6.0%. So, this is national data, this is not local data. So if I'm looking at what is happening in my local market, Maryland, DC, and Virginia, and the fresh recession in everybody's mind is 2008, and it's not 19% drop over here at that time. Some counties dropped 50%, some county 40%, depending on location. Prince George's, Howard County, Montgomery County. I mean, we had serious drop back there in 2008, and that is very fresh in a lot of people's mind. And they're thinking, here comes another recession. Is this what is going to happen? Listen, the reasons why 2008 happened is not the same what we have now. During that time, people bought houses that they cannot afford. Lenders lend money that they should not lend to people. So people are quick to walk away from those houses. I mean, they are quick to walk away from those houses. Coming from that recession in 2008, when we emerged from that recession, a lot of restrictions are put on home buying, home loan that try to stop those kind of things. So the home value dropping and people walking away, it's not the same condition that happened in 2008 right now that we're seeing in this going into this recession. So because it's recession does not mean home prices are going to fall. As you can see in the data, it does not mean the home prices are going to fall. Let's look at the other thing that affects on prices. Interest rate. So what happened when we're in recession? What happened to the interest rate? Let's see the data. Right, so here's what happened in the last recession with interest rate. So sometimes a recession may mean falling mortgage rates. So mortgage rates in the last recession from peak to trough, right? In 1980, mortgage rates actually fell by 4.25. In 1981, fell by 5%, by 2.25 in 1991, in 2001, 1.63. In 2008, it dropped by 1.13. In 2020, interest rate is down by 1%. So in the last recessions, in the last 6 recessions that we had, home mortgage prices actually fell. It fell. So what that says is, because there's a recession does not mean mortgage prices is going to go up, right? So that being said, while it's scary to get into recession, you know, and if you listen to the news, it's very scary, but don't let that fear stop you from buying a house if that's what you want to do. If you can afford the house and it's a house that you're going to live in, buy it. Don't time the market. If you have watched any of my videos, you know I do not like to time the market. Don't time the market. If you're a seller and it's time for you to sell, don't panic sell, right? Do not panic and sell your house. Sell because you want to sell, because that's the right thing for you to do. You know, it's not the same as it was in 2008. So that is what is going on in the housing market as we are looking towards getting into a recession, as been predicted by Wall Street Journal. Housing market is still going to be a housing market. Take advantage of low interest rates, of home prices, more getting into the market now to buy a house. Like I always say in my previous video, if you're buying a house, you should plan to live in that house for a few years, right? You're not selling next year. People that bought their houses in 2006 and 2007 when the market crashed, and they stayed in that house, they have really gain their equity back. Yes, so it may look like, oh my god, what happened? They've really know a lot of it, they've gained their equity back because the home prices are now even higher than what it was before it crashed. Yes, so don't time the market. All right, so if you're looking to buy a house in this market or any market, or sell your house in this market or any market, contact us below. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get updates once we upload a new video. Happy buying, happy selling.